$10 trillion tsunami. So right now there's sort of a confluence of three things coming together, okay? The first two are kind of things that we've touched on, so let me just kind of bring them home. Let me take them in reverse order, okay? Number three is the fact that access to capital for business acquisitions has never, ever in history been this easy to get a hold of. And the trigger for it was January 1st of 2018, the Small Business Administration came out and said, okay, it's really easy for banks to sort of finance these goodwill, based loans for business acquisitions in the middle market, like 50 million, 100 million, right? But like these small businesses, they can't actually transact because unless they've got like a big piece of iron called a printing press in a 50,000 square foot facility, they can't buy, Walker can't buy the company, right? I wanted to buy an e-commerce site in 2008. I couldn't do it. The banks won't loan me the money because there's nothing, as they like to say, there's no there. It's just like air, right? They call it an air ball is what they call it in the banks, okay? but the SBA came out and said, listen, we want to provide the collateral for Ken, for David, for Walker, to the banks to go out and buy these companies. Okay, so they completely removed the limited access to goodwill-based loans for business acquisitions. So all of a sudden, boom, money started coming in. The SBA, by the way, is a standalone, profitable entity at the government that operates in its own vacuum. Okay, which is kind of interesting. So number three, access to capital. Number two, the proliferation of online businesses. Okay, so if you just look at like the M&A cycle, M&A cycles, mergers and acquisitions cycle. Right now we're in an up cycle. Okay, never before have online-based businesses been past the tipping point, and so we are now able to participate in these acquisitions at a very adult way, a very mature way. Okay, it's still adolescent growth, but like you go back to the mid 90s and you try to buy an online business and it was like, wait, what if Google, does anything? It was just like, it was way too, what's the word? Immature. It was too delicate, too fragile, too unestablished, too volatile. Okay. Today it's established. We know the channels. Okay. Google, Amazon, Facebook ads, right? We know where the channels are. And so the thing is all of the technology, all of the online marketing that exists today did not exist when the baby boomer companies matched their product market fit. Okay, so now number one, there is $10 trillion of business value currently owned by baby boomers that needs to change hands. Okay, these people own more companies than any generation in the history of mankind. Okay, they are retiring at over 10,000 a day, and it's increasing. It's going to 11,000 a day and beyond between now and the next 2028 is going to be the first year that it'll start to decline. Okay, it's a massive amount. In fact, it's 45% of the small business infrastructure needs to change. So no one has ever said this. Okay, but you have to suspect that the SBA is simply being driven by the fact that if we don't transfer this $10 trillion in value, if we don't transfer 45% of the U.S. economy, what do we think is going to happen? Okay, and so if you talk to guys like us who know our way around online marketing, and you look at the massive infrastructure that needs to change hands, then it's like you put these two things together and you have something like truly special, right? Like your cell phone, this is Apple, but it's hardware and software, right? It's a phone. Look at their watch. It's a watch, but it's software. Look at Tesla. It's not a car company. This is a software company. Look at Amazon. We think it's a website. It's not. It's a series of warehouses. Okay? It's like the e-commerce part is sort of the easy part. The hard part is, how do we get 1 foot in the old economy and 1 foot in the new economy? And I believe if we can bridge that gap, that's where the real magic happens. And this will be the greatest opportunity of our lifetime.